The village of Waldheim lies in ruins. Bombed-out buildings line cobblestone streets. Smoke still rises from scattered fires. The once picturesque Bavarian village is now a ghost of its former self. A Wehrmacht truck, abandoned and burned, sits in the town square. Windows are shattered. Doors hang off their hinges. The Nazi flags that once flew proudly have been torn down or burned. Superimpose. Waldheim, Bavaria, April 12, 1945. In the darkness of a cramped cellar, 23 German civilians huddle together. Mostly women, children, and elderly men. They've been here for 3 days, listening to the sounds of battle drawing closer. Frau Müller, late 30s, exhausted, clutching her 2 children, sits against the cold stone wall. Her daughter Greta, 8, and son Hans, 5, cling to her. Beside her is Frau Schmidt, mid-40s, schoolteacher, still wearing her glasses despite a cracked lens, holding her teenage daughter Liesel, 14. Frau Weber, 60s, the village baker's widow, rocks back and forth, praying in whispers. The sound of tanks rumbling through the streets above makes everyone freeze. Greta, whispering, terrified, "Mama, are they here?" Frau Müller, pulling her closer, still liebling. "Stay quiet." Herr Bauer, 70s, former postmaster, missing his left arm from the Great War, peers up at the cellar door. "Herr Bauer, those are American tanks. Sherman tanks." I know the sound. Fear ripples through the group. For months, they've been fed propaganda about what the Americans will do when they arrive. Stories of atrocities, revenge, mass executions. Frau Weber, voice breaking, "Dear God, protect us. They'll kill us all for what we've done." Frau Schmidt, quietly bitter, "What we've done? I'm a schoolteacher. Frau Müller is a seamstress. What did we do except try to survive?" Frau Weber, "We didn't stop it. We knew. We all knew." A heavy silence fills the cellar. They all carry the weight of what happened in their country, what they witnessed, what they failed to prevent. Footsteps above. Heavy boots on cobblestones. American voices calling out in English. The cellar door rattles. Someone is trying to open it. Panic erupts. Children begin to cry. Women clutch them tighter. Frau Müller, voice shaking, tears streaming. "Children, listen to me. Listen. Remember what Mama told you. Be brave. Be very brave." Greta, sobbing, "I don't want to die, Mama." Frau Müller, crushing her children to her chest, "I love you. I love you both so much." The cellar door crashes open. Sunlight pours in, blinding after 3 days in darkness. A silhouette appears at the top of the stairs. An American soldier, rifle in hand. Frau Müller, in broken English, voice cracking with desperation, "Please. Please, just take away our children. Take them. Don't hurt children. Please. Just take children." Other mothers echo her plea, pushing their children forward, begging in German and broken English. Frau Schmidt, "Please. The children. Take the children." The soldier stands motionless for a moment, then descends the stairs slowly. As he emerges from the shadows, we see Captain John Mitchell, 32, tall, steady eyes, face showing exhaustion and compassion. Behind him are 3 more soldiers, Sergeant Rodriguez, Corporal Sullivan, and Private Jackson. Captain Mitchell takes in the scene. Terrified mothers, crying children, elderly civilians, all pressed against the far wall in absolute terror. He lowers his rifle and raises his hands in a peaceful gesture. Captain Mitchell, in a calm, gentle voice, "It's okay. It's okay. Nobody's going to hurt you. Does anyone speak English?" Frau Schmidt, stepping forward cautiously, "I speak some English. I was teacher." Captain Mitchell, smiling softly, "Good. That's good. What's your name, ma'am?" Frau Schmidt, suspicious, protecting Liesel behind her, Margot Schmidt. Captain Mitchell, "Mrs. Schmidt, I'm Captain John Mitchell, United States Army. We're not here to hurt anyone. We're here to secure the village and help civilians." Frau Schmidt, translating to German. The group doesn't move. They don't believe it. Captain Mitchell, kneeling down, making himself less threatening. "I have children too. 2 daughters back home in Ohio, 7 and 4 years old. I understand you're scared, but I promise you, I give you my word, we're not going to harm you or your children." Frau Schmidt translates. Still, the mothers hold their children tight. Sergeant Rodriguez, quietly to Mitchell, Captain, we've got orders to clear all structures and move civilians to the processing center. Captain Mitchell, I know, but we're going to do this right. To the group, when was the last time you ate? Frau Schmidt, after a pause, 3 days. We have nothing left. Captain Mitchell, to Jackson, get rations. Enough for everyone. And water. Kids first. Private Jackson, sir? Our rations. Captain Mitchell, firmly. Did I stutter, Private? Private Jackson, no, sir. Right away, sir. Jackson hurries up the stairs. More American troops have secured the area. A command post is being set up. Other soldiers search buildings for remaining German troops or weapons. Private Jackson returns with armfuls of K-rations and canteens. Private Jackson, to another soldier, Captain's feeding the Germans, giving them our food. Soldier, he's what? Captain Mitchell personally distributes food to the children first. Greta and Hans stare at the chocolate bar in their hands like it's a miracle. Greta, to her mother in German, Mama, is this real? Frau Müller, nodding, tears flowing. Eat, Liebling, eat. The captain moves through the group, handing out rations, his soldiers following his example. The tension begins to ease slightly. Captain Mitchell, sitting on the stairs, addressing the group. Mrs. Schmidt, please translate for me. She nods. Captain Mitchell, I know you've been told terrible things about what American soldiers would do. I can't speak for every soldier, but I can tell you this. We're here to end the war, not to punish civilians, especially not children. You're going to be moved to a displaced persons center where you'll have food, water, medical care, and shelter until we can figure out what happens next. As Frau Schmidt translates, the mothers begin to weep, not from fear this time, but from overwhelming relief. Frau Müller, in broken English, you really know her children? Captain Mitchell, meeting her eyes, no, ma'am. I will not let anyone hurt these children. You have my word. Frau Müller, breaking down completely, thank you. Thank you. I thought. She can't finish. She just holds her children and sobs. The civilians have been brought out of the cellar. Army medics check them over. A field kitchen has been set up, serving hot soup. Captain Mitchell oversees the operation, ensuring his orders are followed with compassion. Lieutenant Barnes, 28, by-the-book officer, approaches him. Lieutenant Barnes, Captain Mitchell. Colonel Henderson wants a status report. Captain Mitchell, village secured. No enemy combatants found. 23 civilians recovered from a cellar. No injuries. We're providing aid before transport. Lieutenant Barnes, uncomfortable, sir. Some of the men are questioning why we're using our supplies on Germans. Captain Mitchell, turning to face him. Are they questioning? Or are you questioning, Lieutenant? Lieutenant Barnes, sir, I just think. Captain Mitchell, firmly but not unkindly. We're not like them, Barnes. That's the point. We don't punish children for their father's sins. We don't starve civilians because they were born on the wrong side of a line on a map. If we do that, what the hell are we fighting for? Lieutenant Barnes, after a pause, yes, sir. Captain Mitchell, besides, those kids in there? They didn't start this war. They didn't vote for Hitler. They're just scared children who need help. That's all that matters right now. Across the square, Greta has approached Sergeant Rodriguez, who is eating his lunch. She stares at him with wide eyes. Sergeant Rodriguez, smiling. Hey there, little one. You still hungry? She doesn't understand his words, but his tone is kind. He breaks his chocolate bar in half and offers it to her. She takes it hesitantly, then runs back to her mother. Greta, in German, Mama. The dark soldier gave me chocolate. He smiled at me. Frau Müller, watching Rodriguez, tears in her eyes. Yes, Liebling. He's a good man. Captain Mitchell reviews paperwork. Frau Schmidt enters, escorted by a soldier. Frau Schmidt, Captain Mitchell? May I speak with you? Captain Mitchell, standing, of course, Mrs. Schmidt. Please sit. She sits, nervous but determined. Frau Schmidt, I need to tell you something. About our village. Captain Mitchell, I'm listening. Frau Schmidt, choosing her words carefully. There was a Jewish family here. The Goldsteins. They owned the bakery. When the laws came, when things got worse, most people looked away. But 3 families in this village, the Mullers, the Webbers, and my family, we hid them. For 2 years. Captain Mitchell, leaning forward, what happened to them? Fru Schmidt, voice breaking. 6 months ago, someone betrayed us. The Gestapo came. They took the Goldsteins. We never saw them again. They arrested Frau Weber's husband and my husband too. Both were shot for harboring Jews. She removes her broken glasses, wiping her eyes. Fru Schmidt, I tell you this, because you need to know. Not all of us supported what happened. Some of us tried to fight it in the only way we could. We weren't strong enough. We weren't brave enough. Captain Mitchell, quietly. You hid a family for 2 years, risking your life every single day. That's plenty brave, Mrs. Schmidt. Fru Schmidt, shaking her head. It wasn't enough. They're still dead. Captain Mitchell, but you tried. In a world full of people who did nothing, you tried. That matters. Fru Schmidt, does it? To whom does it matter now? Captain Mitchell, to me. To history. To your daughter, who will know her mother stood for something. And maybe, someday, to the Goldsteins' relatives, if any survived. Fresh tears streamed down Frau Schmidt's face. Fru Schmidt, when you first came down those stairs this morning, and Frau Müller begged you to take the children, we all believed the propaganda. We believed you would kill us all, that you would hurt our children to punish us for what Germany did. We thought the only mercy would be if you killed us first and spared them. Captain Mitchell, heavily. I've seen what this war has done. I've seen Dachau, Mrs. Schmidt. I've seen things that will haunt me for the rest of my life. And yeah, there's a part of me that's angry. Angry at what happened, at what your country did. But those children in that cellar didn't do those things. Neither did you. Fru Schmidt,
Otherwise,
how can you separate us from
what's the point of any of this?
Captain Mitchell,
The civilians
because I have
have been
to
moved
believe
into the
people
old
are
church.
more than the worst
The only
things their
buildings
government still largely intact. Army blankets have been distributed. A fire provides warmth and light. Captain Mitchell makes his rounds, checking on everyone. He finds Frau Müller sitting with her children, who are finally sleeping peacefully. Captain Mitchell, quietly, how are they? Fru Müller, in broken English. First time, 3 days. They sleep not afraid. Captain Mitchell, that's good. Fru Müller, this morning, I pray to God. I say, please, let someone take my children. Take them away from me. Give them chance to live. I think American soldiers kill me, but maybe spare children. Send to America, maybe. Give them life. Her voice cracks. Fru Müller, but take them. You save them. You save me. Why? Captain Mitchell, sitting down beside her, because that's not who we are. That's not who I am. Fru Müller, your soldiers, they lose friends, yes? In war. Captain Mitchell, nodding yes. Good men. Too many good men. Fru Müller, and you still show. Searching for the word, kindness? To us? Captain Mitchell, especially to you. If I become cruel because others were cruel, then cruelty wins. My friends didn't die for cruelty to win. They died hoping the world would be better. Fru Müller, reaching out, taking his hand. You are a good man. Your daughters, they have good father. Captain Mitchell, smiling sadly, I hope so. Haven't seen them in 2 years. Fru Müller, they wait for you. And you come home. We're almost finished, yes? Captain Mitchell, almost. Few more weeks, maybe. Fru Müller, then you go home. You hug your daughters. And you tell them their papa saved children in Germany. Tell them he chose kindness when could choose revenge. Captain Mitchell, emotion in his voice. I'll tell them. Young Hans stirs in his sleep, reaching out. Frau Müller adjusts his blanket tenderly. Fru Müller, before war, my husband was carpenter. Good man. Quiet man. Never hurt nobody. The army, they take him. We get letter 6 months ago. He die in Russia. Pause. Hans. He never remember his papa. But I tell him his papa was good man. Captain Mitchell, I'm sorry for your loss. Fru Müller, war take many papas. German, American, Russian, British. All same. All papas never coming home. She looks at him with profound sadness and gratitude. Fru Müller, thank you for being papa who choose to save children, not hurt them. Trucks have arrived to transport the civilians to a displaced persons camp. The process is orderly, supervised by Captain Mitchell's company. Families are loaded with their meager possessions. Army medics continue to provide care. Sergeant Rodriguez to Mitchell, Captain, we've got a problem. He points to where several children, including Greta and Hans, have gathered around Private Jackson, who is showing them a photograph of his own family back home. Sergeant Rodriguez, they don't want to leave without saying goodbye to the soldiers. Kids are attached now. Captain Mitchell, smiling slightly. That's not a problem, Rodriguez. That's a good thing. He walks over to the group. The children immediately cluster around him. Through Frau Schmidt, who now serves as unofficial translator, the children express their thanks. Several give the soldiers drawings they made overnight, childish sketches of American soldiers with flowers and hearts. Corporal Sullivan, accepting a drawing from a little girl, voice rough, "Damn, Captain. This is harder than combat." Captain Mitchell, yeah. It is. Greta approaches Captain Mitchell shyly. She holds out a small wooden cross on a chain, simple, hand-carved. Greta, in German, which Frau Schmidt translates, "My papa made this before he went to war. I want you to have it, so you come home to your daughter safe." Captain Mitchell, kneeling down, "Sweetheart, this is precious. I can't take it." Greta, insistent, "Please. For your daughters." He looks at Frau Müller, who nods permission through her tears. Captain Mitchell, accepting it, putting it around his neck. "Thank you, Greta. I'll treasure it always. And when I get home, I'll tell my daughters about the brave German girl who gave it to me." Greta, hugging him suddenly. "Thank you for not taking us away from Mama." Captain Mitchell holds her for a moment, fighting his own emotions, then releases her gently. The civilians are loaded. The convoy prepares to depart. Through the truck's canvas covering, the mothers and children wave to the soldiers who saved them. Frau Müller, to her children, remember them. Remember the Americans who showed us kindness. Remember that even in the darkest times, there is goodness. Hans, will we see them again, Mama? Frau Müller, no, Liebling. But we'll never forget them. As the truck pulls away, Frau Schmidt calls out from the truck to Captain Mitchell one last time. Frau Schmidt, Captain Mitchell. What you did here, this kindness, it matters. It matters. He salutes her as the convoy disappears down the road. The soldiers stand watching the trucks disappear. A heavy silence settles over them. Private Jackson quietly. "Why does this feel worse than fighting?" Sergeant Rodriguez, "Because fighting is easy. Being human is hard." Lieutenant Barnes, approaching Mitchell, "Captain, I was wrong earlier. About the supplies. About everything." Captain Mitchell, still watching the road, "We're all learning, Lieutenant. This whole damn war is teaching us things we never wanted to know." Corporal Sullivan, "Sir, do you think it made a difference? What we did here?" Captain Mitchell, fingering the wooden cross around his neck, "I don't know, Sullivan. But I know those kids will remember that when American soldiers found them, those soldiers chose mercy. Maybe someday, that memory will matter. Maybe it'll break a cycle somewhere down the line. Sergeant Rodriguez, or maybe it already did. Those mothers came out of that cellar expecting monsters. We showed them something else. That's got to count for something." Captain Mitchell, turning to his men, "Listen up. I want you all to remember this moment. Remember those faces. Because this is what we're really fighting for. Not territory. Not revenge. We're fighting so that someday, kids like Greta and Hans can grow up in a world where they don't have to hide in cellars, terrified that soldiers are coming to kill them." The men nod, the weight of the moment settling over them. Captain Mitchell, "All right. Let's move out. We've got more villages to secure." As the soldiers prepare to leave, Captain Mitchell takes one last look at the village, at the church where the civilians spent their last night under his protection. A sprawling tent city houses thousands of displaced Germans. The war in Europe is over. Hitler is dead. Germany has surrendered. Frau Müller, her children, Frau Schmidt and Liesel, and others from Waldheim sit together in their section of the camp, sharing a meal. Frau Weber, reading from a letter. "My sister writes that they're allowing civilians to begin returning to villages. If there's anything left. Frau Schmidt, Waldheim won't be much. But it's home. Liesel, will we rebuild the school, Mama?" Frau Schmidt, smiling, "Yes. We'll rebuild everything. It'll take years, but we'll do it." Greta, to her mother, "Do you think Captain Mitchell is home with his daughters now?" Frau Müller, I hope so, Liebling. I pray so. Greta, when I grow up, I want to go to America. I want to find him and say thank you again. Frau Müller, stroking her daughter's hair. That's a beautiful dream. Hans, playing with a wooden toy. Mama, when we go back to Waldheim, can we make a garden? Like before the war? Frau Müller, yes, my love. We'll plant flowers and vegetables. We'll make things grow again. Frau Schmidt watches the children playing, then turns to Frau Müller. Frau Schmidt, do you ever think about that morning? When we thought they'd come to kill us? Frau Müller, every day. Every single day. I thank God that the man who found us was Captain Mitchell. Not all soldiers would have been so kind. Frau Schmidt, no. But he was. And because he was, we're here. Our children are here. Frau Müller, I never believed in miracles before. But that was a miracle. Captain John Mitchell, now in civilian clothes, stands in his backyard. His two daughters, Sarah, 7, and MMA, 4, run through the grass, laughing. His wife, Helen, 30s, warm and intelligent, brings him lemonade. Helen, you're quiet today. John, watching his daughters, just thinking about something that happened in Germany. Before I came home. Helen, the thing you wrote about? The village? John, yeah. He touches the wooden cross around his neck. He hasn't taken it off since Greta gave it to him. Sarah, running up, Daddy. Push us on the swing. John, smiling, scooping her up. Anything for you, Peanut. As he pushes his daughters on the swing, Helen watches him. The man who went to war and somehow came back with his humanity intact. John to his daughters, you know what? I want to tell you a story about some very brave girls I met in Germany. Emma, were they scared? John, very scared. But you know what? They were also very brave. And they taught me something important. Sarah, what did they teach you? John, thoughtful. They taught me that kindness is always a choice. Even when everything around you is dark and scary, you can still choose to be kind. You can still choose to help. And that choice matters more than anything. Emma, did you help them, Daddy? John, the first, tried my best. Sweetheart, I tried my very best. He pulls both daughters into a hug, holding them close, grateful beyond measure that he made it home to hold them. After World War II, many German civilians struggled to reconcile what their nation had done with their own experiences of the war's end. For some, like the villagers of Waldheim, encountering Allied soldiers who showed compassion instead of vengeance became a turning point in their understanding of humanity. Captain John Mitchell returned to Ohio and lived until 1987. He rarely spoke about the war, but he wore the wooden cross given to him by a German girl until the day he died. Greta Müller emigrated to the United States in 1956. She became a teacher and spent her life teaching about the importance of compassion in the face of hatred. She met with Captain Mitchell twice before his death, renewing the friendship that began in the darkest days of 1945. The village of Waldheim was rebuilt. Today, a small plaque in the town square commemorates the American soldiers who chose mercy in April 1945. In the aftermath of history's greatest conflict, individual acts of humanity, soldiers feeding hungry children, protecting civilians, choosing compassion over revenge, helped begin the healing of a shattered continent. Sometimes, the greatest victories aren't won on battlefields. They're won in the quiet moments when we choose to see the humanity in those we've been taught to hate.